Welcome to another video. Today, we are going to bring the Fisherman all the way to the Duelist Cup. And you know the rule. Fisherman cannot lose. Because if you have Fisherman in your deck, guaranteed to win. Opponent is going to Ash Blossom the Swerve Atlantis, but that's okay. We don't need it. We really wanted them to Ash that so that we could get our Foolish Burial resolved. So, Foolish Burial safe. We get to search for the Ocean Dragon Lord. And once he's on the field, opponent will not be able to summon more than one non-water monster. And this is the ideal setup to get Fisherman on the field, because once you got the Ocean Lock, it's just a matter of time till the Fisherman shows up. Now, you'll notice he actually appears in the art on Sea Stealth Attack, which means every Umi deck is really already a Fisherman deck. But don't worry, we got the real Fisherman 3 in here. Opponent is gonna try and do some synchro things, but opponent, I don't think synchro is gonna beat the Fisherman. But we'll just have to find out. Now you will notice I have a copy of Pacifist here. This build of the deck is actually running a single Pacifist and 2 copies of Legendary Ocean. Opponent trying to Regeki us while I'm explaining. That's going to get negated. The reason we're doing this split is because Legendary Ocean is searchable with the War of Atlantis. So we can run some warriors. And opponent, they sensed that we drew the Fisherman, and they knew that Fisherman 3 was coming, and they're going to concede. Alright, you know what? That's not good enough. We need the Fisherman to actually secure the victory. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, we're going second this time. Now, if you want to see the full deck list, I'll have it at the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more Fisherman content like this. Opponent going first, and they are playing Labyrinth. They got the field spell. They got 3 back row. They're feeling great. Well, let's start with the Pot of Greed. Nice little Pot of Greed action. An opponent has an anti-spell Fragrance, and this is very bad for us because anti-spell means we have to set all our spells before we activate them, and we can't activate them until the next turn after setting them. So that is not ideal, and our entire hand needs to be set. We could summon a monster here, but I don't really see the need. We're gonna hold these in hand and just set a War of Atlantis. You know, we don't want to die surprised. We don't want to die surprised. We do have this Cosmic Cyclone. So Cosmic can banish the field spell or the anti-spell Fragrance, and this field spell seems like it could be a bit of a problem. Whenever they activate their Labyrinth spell or traps, they get to destroy an additional card. So we're going to banish their field spell. If they want another one, they got to set it. Hey, take advantage of that anti-spell Fragrance. Now let's send the Ice Bear to the graveyard here and try and get some nice water lock going on. You always got to get the water lock going before it's time for Fisherman. Generally. Let's search for that Sea Stealth Attack. Activate our Sea Stealth 2. And we get to special summon from our hand or graveyard. And opponent is activated Maxi. So now I was going to get the Fisherman here, but because of Maxi, I don't want to give my opponent an additional card. So we're just going to let the whale die at the end of our battle phase. Opponent bouncing with compulsory. You know what? That's okay. Set them back row. Pass back to the opponent. They are doing Labyrinth things. Searching for another copy of the field spell, but their anti-spell Fragrance means they have to set it. Not ideal for them. So they are going to pop a card on the field and destroy it. And that was a really good guess, opponent. They hit our 1 copy of Sea Stealth Attack instead of the Ice Barrier. So opponent, some sort of precognition there. Let's activate, get our whale from the graveyard this time, and now you know what's coming. It's Fisherman time. Pop their monster with the whale's effect, and when it's destroyed, special summon a water warrior from the deck. That's Fisherman. Fisherman is online. Let's normal summon the Ocean Dragon Lord. And you may say, this is how can you do this? Well, we need the Fisherman 3 before we can get Fisherman 2, and we can just resummon Fisherman using the whale. So it's all good. Don't worry. Fisherman's coming. Opponent is set in a magic cylinder. Let's activate the Ocean Dragon Lord. Search for another Sea Stealth Attack. Special summon that whale. And opponent's going to negate our attack. That's okay. You know what, opponent? We get that out of the way. We get our whale. And we get our Fisherman 3. And now we have Fisherman 3. Opponent doesn't know, but it's already over. Opponent, going to draw a card. Get our Sea Stealth online. The Labyrinth is going to add some more Labyrinth cards to the hand. A little Labyrinth Stovey action going on. Opponent setting the Welcome Labyrinth. This is kind of the core Welcome. The Welcome Labyrinth is like the core Labyrinth card. special summons a Labyrinth, and then if you have the field spell, it's also going to pop a card. Pretty strong. Well, let's activate Foolish Barrel Goods. We're just going to send Foolish to the graveyard because we're out of stuff to send to the graveyard. We could have sent a Numi to the graveyard, but we don't have any more Sea Stealths to activate, so just going to get thin our deck a little bit. Let's search for the Pacifist and go straight to battle. We're going to get Fisherman on the field through a very roundabout means. Mega Fortress Whale is going to pop himself at end of turn, and we get to special summon our Fisherman from the graveyard. And now you know what's happening. Opponent going to welcome Labyrinth. Now, you got to be careful. I made a mistake here. I let this resolve. The effect to pop is actually added to the effect of the trap. So we should have activated Sea Stealth attack to protect our Ocean Dragonlord, but opponent goes for it, pops the Umi. Bit of a mistake here. But you know what? We got Fisherman 3, so it doesn't matter. Opponent popping the wrong card. They could have popped the Fisherman. They made a big mistake. They let Fisherman resolve. Legendary Fisherman 3 banishes their beautiful, lovely lady. And he is immune to spell and trap effects, which means their Labyrinth traps have no way of getting rid of the Fisherman. He is immortal. He is an immortal god. And opponent knows what's coming. And they're done. They have no out to the Fisherman. See? Fisherman too good. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Alright, so everyone was complaining about Runics in this festival, but I only ever saw Runics once. I saw a lot of Despia though. Let's start by potting a Greed. And we're going to just do classic Umi things. We got Jellyfish. We got a Search. Get our nice little Kairu Shin to hand. And we're just going to set up, lock our opponent out of summoning non-water monsters. But oh no. Bad things about to happen here. Cyframe Gamagear is going to negate and pop our Jellyfish, leaving us with not really very much going on. We sent a Pacifist to the graveyard, which may have been a little greedy, or maybe not. Let's see. Activate Pacifist. The token hopefully will protect us. If this was a Legendary Ocean, we'd be pretty exposed here. An opponent is playing. It's Despia, making a Lupellion, but they're activating effects, which means we're going to get that token. And I think I've shown you before, if you don't know, this token is extreme value. If you're playing Legendary Fisherman, getting free tokens, definitely something you want to consider. Alright, so let's get that token from the Phantasm Spiral, and that's actually going to give us a Search once all this nonsense resolves. Except we already have him in hand. Can't search if he's already in hand. Just kidding. We can. An opponent is going to banish. Opponent activating their Mirror Jade to try and banish our Phantasm Spiral token. Now, this is never a good decision if you're playing Mirror Jade. If you activate and pop a token, the field spell just makes a new token because it saw an effect activate, and every time an effect activates, it checks if we have a token, and if we don't have one, it makes a new one. And that's not once per turn. So you can pop the token in as many times as you want. We keep getting it back. But opponent made an even bigger mistake here because they activated Mirror Jade's effect, and we still haven't activated Sea Stealth yet. So we're going to banish our token, and Mirror Jade is forced to banish itself. Smart play, opponent. Banish your own Mirror Jade. And we just get a nice new token. Nice new replacement token. Thank you, opponent. Let's banish that setback row. It was a super poly. Happy to see that gone. And opponent gets to set a Brandon in red, but we're not worried about that. We're looking like we're in a pretty good spot. Opponent gonna special summon. Now, it doesn't really matter what they make here because we can protect our whole field if opponent were to make a Chimera, but they're just going to Masquerade, so you know, not too worried. Chimera trying to pop. Well, I guess they couldn't even pop because all the cards were in hand. Yeah, we're feeling pretty solid here. Now, I have noticed Pacifist plus Sea Stealth is basically game win victory versus Mirror Jade. They don't really have a way to out spells other than Chimera, and you can easily dodge Chimera with Sea Stealth attack. So, opponent is not looking too hot right now. They're going to activate Mirror Jade to try and banish, but we can just negate with Jellyfish. Opponent going to burn us, but we're going to start special summoning. Let's get our Ocean Dragonlord online, force our opponent to sack a monster, get the Sea Stealth 2 online, and now, even if they destroy our field, we're going to get our monsters back. We can special summon a Jellyfish, pop their Mirror Jade, attack directly, and opponent, your fisherman locked with the Ocean Dragonlord. And I don't think you got a way out of this. Opponent gonna summon a Fauna Albaz that actually locks them out of summoning since they control a non-water monster. Opponent gonna desperately try to kill one of our jellyfish, but they're gonna get burned in the face with Ice Barrier. Is it time to search for the Fisherman? No. Sometimes it's Fisherman time, and sometimes you just go for the win. You go for the instant victory. Let's get the Whale online. Whale gonna let us attack directly, and that's gonna be lethal for Despia. All right, pretty sweet game versus Despia. Let's go on to the next one. All right, let's get going. We got a nice little Pot of Greed here. So always gotta start with the Pot of Greed. Make sure if you got this card in hand, you gotta activate it first. If you don't activate it first, you can't activate it at all. We're gonna search for the jellyfish, and looks like we got our whole engine going. Opponent isn't stopping us. So we're gonna get to search for the Ocean Dragonlord. We got Jelly, we got Sea Stealth. So even an Imperm won't be good enough to stop us. Activate that Pacifist, the Phantasm City, and get our Ocean Dragon Lock online. We're looking pretty hot. We can even search for a Sea Stealth too, since we already have the Sea Stealth in hand. And we're set up. This is a great board. See if the opponent can get through it. Opponent, what do you got? A Pot of Duality. Searching through their deck, looks like they're playing some sort of trap deck. Soul of the Supreme King gonna summon a Supreme King Zark. Very interesting. Not sure what that card is. We're gonna get a search for the Phantasm Spiral Dragon after we get that token. And opponent is gonna Pot of Greed. And you know what? I'm not gonna let a trap deck Pot of Greed. Let's negate with a jellyfish. And they have a Time Lord. Well, we have the option of dodging and letting them attack one of our other monsters, but the timeline can't be destroyed by a Battler card effects, so rather have him pop the jellyfish than the Ocean Dragonlord, since he's gonna give us a search each turn. So Jelly down. We can get him back with the Sea Stealth too, so no worries. And nice little set 3 pass, draw 3 with a card itemize, set another 2. They're banishing a Time Lord here, so. And Skill Drain online. Alright, now one thing you should know, Skill Drain does not matter against this deck because we can dodge Skill Drain, and I'll show you how. Start by activating the pot. Don't forget to do this first. Nice little draw 2 here. And what you do, Skill Drain does not stop activations. So you activate your effect, and then you activate Sea Stealth, dodge it. Skill Drain only negates effects on the field, which means now he's not on the field, he's not negated. Effect resolves. Get a nice little search here. Alright. Now, was that the right play? Probably not. We probably should have saved our jellyfish, but you know what? That's okay. We're setting up for next turn. We got Umi Lock, we got Phantasm Spiral token, and the Skill Drain is negating this Time Lord's effect, which means he's just a 4,000 beat stick. And opponent, do you know how to read? You know what? It doesn't matter if you can read, and clearly you can't, but we're going to pop you anyway with the Whale. Now, I could have let my Whale die and special summoned a Fisherman from the deck, and I should have done that. But, you know what? I got greedy, and I kept my Whale. We're going to pop his Time Lord, and we're going to get our Whale back at the end of turn. So now we permanently have Whale online. Whale definitely a good combo with the Fisherman. So if you want to play a more Fisherman-focused build, throw more copies of Fortress Whale in. Alright, let's normal summon War of Atlantis and see if we can get lethal here. Opponent, paying a lot of life points to summon a Supreme King Zark. His effect is negated, but I didn't read, so I don't know that. So I'm worried this card is about to destroy our entire field. So we're activating Sea Stealth attacks, trying to save our monsters from destruction. But it turns out his effect is negated, so we're good. No popping. And if I left my monsters on field, I probably could have got lethal. Well, you know what? That's the punishment for not reading. Let's attack into the Supreme King Zark. Pop with the Sea Stealth attack. It's going to come back to the field, but you know what? Not a problem. Something about negating fusion synchro monster effects. We don't have any of those. Get out of here, opponent. Skill Drain not stopping us. Opponent doing a nice little Pot of Greed again. Running out of cards in the deck though, only 6 cards left. and we're nowhere close to dying. Let's start by activating Mega Fortress Whale. Dodge with a Sea Stealth attack so that its effect resolves. Skill Drain, not a problem. Opponent making another Supreme King's Arc, but we're going to get right straight through that. Don't even need to pay attention. Our monsters are attacking directly. Opponent summoning in attack mode. Not going to matter. Call by the Grave going to banish the Jellyfish. Okay. Opponent just flexing, showing us what they got. Jellyfish is gone. But Zark's negated. And we're attacking for lethal with a Warrior Atlantis. And you know what? Fisherman didn't show up in that game. But he was, like I said, he's in the deck. And sometimes that's all you need. Alright. That's the gameplay I have for you. Oh my god, opponent. Alright, you're getting reported. Let's go onto the deck list. Alright, there's still time left if you want to play the Legendary Fisherman in the Duelist Cup. So here is the full Fisherman deck list. I got 1 copy of Legendary Fisherman 3, 1 copy of Mega Fortress Whale, and 1 copy of Legendary Fisherman 2. Now all these pieces are searchable with Ice Barrier, and Fish Sonar can search for level 7 or lower monsters that mention Umi. So Fisherman can be searched by Fish Sonar, but Fisherman 3 cannot. So keep that in mind, that these pieces are pretty searchable. Also, you saw the Mega Fortress Whale can add both pieces of the Fisherman package to hand. So you got lots of ways to get Fisherman. So 1 copy, I think, is definitely justifiable. If you want to increase your Fisherman odds, throw more Fishermans in. Alright. In the extra deck, after I get through main deck here, we got nice little Prima Donna. We got a Baron de Fleur. We got Dragite. We got Supreme Sovereign. But you know what? None of these monsters matter, because you're not going to use your extra deck except as banish fodder for your pot spells. Alright, hope you liked today's video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Alright, we got a bonus game. Sometimes you gotta throw in a little bonus game, because sometimes you don't get enough Fisherman action. Let's show off the best pot of extravagance you could possibly get. Opponent can activate your Maxi. Doesn't matter. We got Pot of Greed here. And you know, this is exactly the same as Pot of Greed, except for 1 major flaw. It is a once per turn. And we just Pot of Greeded into 2 Pot of Greeds that are completely dead right now. So that is probably the worst possible draw that you can get from Pot of Extravagance. Let's set some back row. Summon a Legendary Fisherman. And hope for the best here. You know, this isn't Legendary Fisherman 3. But he is a Fisherman. So maybe this is enough. Opponent. Pot of Greeding themselves. Probably not into 2 more Pots of Greed. And it's Sword Soul with a Strategist opening. This is far from ideal here. They're going to return our Legendary Ocean to hand, which, if they were not able to do that, it would have stopped them from Synchro Summoning. So, opponent getting extremely lucky here with their hand. Making a Supreme Sovereign, burning us for 1200. And they're able to summon a Taya, so they got another Banish, which means they get to banish a card from field and graveyard. And that's getting rid of our Ice Barrier. So that is not ideal. It means we're looking at probably lethal damage here. Opponent got 5,000 attack on this Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign because they banished 12 cards and we banished 8. So this is not ideal. This is not ideal at all. Opponent going to battle, and Fisherman going to search for level 7, adding the Fisherman 3 to hand. If we live, maybe our opponent forgets to attack. We can use this pot, draw away to get our regular Fisherman back. Maybe we could win here. Opponent, forget to attack, please. Oh, wait, hold on. No. We're going to end this here.